everyone. Today we're going to be looking at some of the drill down options that we have when we're in an NRS data report. So I'm going to go to Reports, Data Management, NRS Data Integrity. And I'm not going to run it for my entire population, so I'm going to use my Navigator column here on the left to go to Class Instances. I'm going to deselect them all, and I'm going to click on this intermediate class here. Now I'll hit Generate. So the drill down options are actually super helpful for looking at different forms of data, for getting more detail without having to pop in and out of your integrity report here, your NRS DIR. So for example, I want to look at the student here who has 3 periods of participation. And I want to verify that they do in fact have 3 periods of participation and that I didn't do some kind of mistake while entering data. So instead of just selecting it, which would bring up just that one student, let's go right back to that. I'm going to right click it and go to NRS Monitor. This one pulls up a lot of information about the student. It'll give us the different periods of participation, their hours of attendance, the start and end dates of those periods of participation, what tests they took, and the date of those tests. It'll also tell us how many days in between those periods of participation they were absent. So you can see here all of these, or both of these, are over the 90-day cutoff that they have, and so they had to start, after these 107 days, they had to start a second period of participation. After those 154 days, they had to start a third period of participation. And unfortunately, the 3 of these would count as pre-test, but none of them would count as a post-test. If we go back, and you can either select this orange bar, which would take you back, or you can click on this timestamp, which will take you back to an earlier version, or the latest version that you were looking at. If I were to click on these and go to NRS Monitor, again, it'll give me the same information, but for a lot more students, right? So here's that same student, Berlin. She's back, and it does show us that she has 3 periods of participation. Here's another one that has 2 periods of participation. Everybody else has 1, right, in this class. So obviously this won't be the whole school. And so for them, we could see they have a pre and a post test. We could see their hours of attendance. We could see when their session started and ended. So they entered school on the 25th. They exited school on the 16th of April. And it gives you a lot more detail up close. And you don't have to pop out, open a new tab, look up information there. All of it is visible here. There are other options, and I'll show you those really quick. So you can right click and do Assessment Audit. And this gives you information about their assessments, what modality it was, which form it was, what scale score they had, what ESL level they had. This is all great. It also tells you whether they gained or they had a level gain or not. And this is also extremely helpful for us when we're monitoring which students we need to retest, which students we want to target, what areas we want to retarget. It lets us look at those students, which classrooms they're in, and change and adapt our teaching to that. So this is useful for the teachers as well. And again, you can pull this up by class, and I wouldn't necessarily do those 17. I would do all our students, but that's one way to get to it quickly. This is also a great way to look at it when you're getting near the end of a quarter and you're getting ready to submit your data. You want to see if there's anything that you can clean up, maybe in the 2 weeks prior to submitting your data. Pull up one of these reports, look at your areas of concerns, right click on those areas and drill down to either the NRS Monitor or the Assessment Audit. All right, I hope this is helpful, guys. Have a good day.